Good morning. I'm Marcos Nogueira. I'm Portuguese. I'm here representing, I would say, two things. On one hand, the regions from Portugal, Alentejo and Alentejo, that Mara mentioned, and also the work we have been doing together in Brussels. So Brussels is the heart of Europe. There are the institutions for the decision-making, the Parliament, the Commission, the Council, but there is also a lot of work done by thematic networks, by the regions, by the actual people that is preparing the policy making. And indeed, the first thing I have to say is an enormous thank you to Zoé and to Mara, because for 5 years they have been leading one of the best networks in Brussels that is aggregating all the hydrogen valleys in Europe, and where we can debate policies in a very informal and open way, creating the liaison between the regions, making it possible to cooperate with Saxony, Aragon in Spain, Pomorskie in Poland, much before the policy has to be debated at official level, so preparing exactly what has to be done. This is very successful amount of work. It's indeed now generating an institutional pillar for regions in the programming of the fund, so FCHQ, that's a technicality. And indeed, that's also the opportunity to make it more important, visible, stronger, bolder, the role regions have to play in the European policy making. And this is critical. Here we have amazing examples of regional valleys, of regions that have consistent plans, that are working with their resources, that are indeed promoting development, and that has to be done under cooperation within Europe. And that's possible also in Brussels, because all the regions are represented there as part of that European Union decision-making bubble. But they are creating the links, those representations, creating or making, ensuring the links between the actual problems in the ground, the plans, the ambitions, the investments, and the decision-making at European level. So that networking, that effort of liaison is indeed the best of, I think one of the examples, the best examples is what is done under the network that Mara and Zoé is leading. What do we have in Portugal? Ambition to be one of the players in the next programming period. So I could say a lot about what we are doing there with hydrogen, green hydrogen. There are news of an agreement with France recently to develop pipeline across Spain for green hydrogen. Everything you may find on the newspapers. What I'm going to mention is what we are planning to the future. So we are start working on the programming for the multi-annual funding period, that's 28-34, in order to prepare cooperation projects and investments at the European level, such as the need of intensifying, making more flexible and more pervasive the supply of hydrogen, both for fuel cells and synthetic fuels. And of course, it generates another problem, that's an extra demand of energy, because it has to be intense, and it raises the discussion about the primary sources. Nuclear, renewables, if renewables, which kind, and so on. So for that discussion, we need time. For programming the investments, we need to have what in France we may say recul. So to have some time before that, that's what we are starting now, and that's what we hope to do together with our fellow regions.